What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today, welcome to another episode of Infinite Warfare 5 Things. Today, we're going to be looking at 5 things you didn't know about phase shift. Well, if you don't know what phase shift is already, that may be a little bit difficult. So let me quickly explain to you what exactly phase shift is. So phase shift is one of FTL's payloads, but what does it do? It transports you into like another dimension. This is one of the most controversial payloads, perks, whatever we have ever seen in Call of Duty, because it's just so goddamn ridiculous. But the questions we have today is, how does it interact with other things inside Call of Duty? Everything from grenades to score streaks to even the deatomizer. We wanted to see how phase shift interacts with every single one of these things. So without further ado, let's get into it and have a look at 5 things you didn't know about phase shift. So first things first, phase shift is an FTL payload you unlock at level 40. What it does is it transports you into another dimension where you're kind of protected from other players shooting at you. However, if you do go into phase shift with another player who is in phase shift, you guys are fair game. You can shoot that person can shoot you, and you even get a fancy little medal for killing them within phase shift called Surprise. This medal is actually the exact same thing you get if you kill someone shortly after using phase shift. Same medal, it pops up saying Surprise. So one thing you need to know about phase shift is the only thing you can do inside of phase shift is move and shoot. You can't use grenades, you can't use C4, you can't use score streaks. In fact, we even tested it out, and if you call in a care package and then go into phase shift and try to pick it up so no one can shoot at you, you can't even pick up that care package. There is simply nothing you can do. I tried calling in a sentry gun, I tried throwing grenades. Nothing is possible to do inside of phase shift other than shoot and move. The next thing we wanted to test is how phase shift works against certain types of grenades. The main two we wanted to test was plasma grenades, which are in a sense Semtex, and also seeker grenades, because those are the two that one attaches to you and one tracks you down. So the first one we tested was the Semtex or plasma grenades. This stuck to you, but then when you went into phase shift was no longer there when you were in the other dimension. Also, explosions in the first dimension do not affect you after you have phase shift. So as you can imagine, the seeker grenade, once it starts tracking you down, once it gets next to you and is about to blow up, if you use phase shift, the explosion, first of all, does not transfer to the second dimension, nor does it do any damage to you from the first dimension. So by using phase shift, it's actually a pretty damn good way of getting away from certain explosions. Similarly, as you'd expect with AI score streaks like a sentry gun, it cannot track someone once they're in phase shift. So if you see a sentry gun, phase shift is actually a pretty damn good way of getting behind that sentry gun and having a way of destroying it, because it can't do damage to you, nor can it track you while you're in phase shift. So as far as objective game modes, using phase shift to, let's say, capture a flag or plant a bomb and search and destroy. Let's just say it's completely impossible. It does not help you in any way whatsoever. If you're on a flag, capturing it, use phase shift, it completely negates any process you've had while capturing that flag. Similarly, you just can't plant a bomb and search and destroy while phase shift. Like I said earlier, the only thing you can do is shoot and move. So is there a way to counter phase shift? The first thing we wanted to try was an advanced UAV. If you call it an advanced UAV, what happens when an enemy uses phase shift? And when the enemy uses phase shift, all of a sudden they are no longer on your UAV. This works for a regular UAV. Even in a custom games, if you turn UAV always on, they still do not show up on that UAV while they are phase shifted. Also, similarly, Pulsar, which is one of Phantom's payloads, what it basically does is outline enemy players on your screen. Basically the same kind of thing that Vision Pulse did back in Black Ops 3. However, if the enemy uses phase shift before, during, or after you called in your Pulsar, it does absolutely nothing. They no longer show up on your screen, and in fact, phase shift is a counter to Pulsar. Pulsar is not a counter to phase shift. So, as of right now, there is no way that I can see to tell where enemies are once they have phase shifted. There's no real counter to it, and I think that's a bad thing. I think you need to be able to counter it in one way or another. If you know a way to counter it, let me know down in the comment section below. Personally, I haven't found one yet. And then the big question, the one that I really wanted to know out of all of this, is does phase shift counter a deatomizer, aka the nuke in Infinite Warfare? And before we get into that, I just wanted to say, if you enjoy this video and want to see more like this one, the way to show show me is by hitting that like button. The more likes this video gets, the more likely I am to upload more and more videos like this one with Easter eggs and even more awesome things. So hit that like button if you enjoy, but let's answer the question. So first things first, what is a deatomizer? It's like a nuke, and there's certain weapons that if you get 25 kills without dying, you're actually able to get this nuke and it destroys the entire enemy team. So the question is if an enemy uses phase shift while this nuke or deatomizer is actually happening, are they able to survive or do you kill them? And the answer is, the very easy answer is, if you call in that deatomizer, it certainly kills the hell out of the person who is using phase shift. There is no countering a deatomizer. If they're on the other team, they're gonna die. I mean, unless they leave the game, or turn off their console, or unplug their internet, or anything along those lines. But other than that, there is no countering a deatomizer. But guys, that is all. Those are all the things you really need to know about FTL's phase shift. And if you enjoyed this video, like I said earlier, please hit that like button. If there's anything else you'd like me to test inside the game, anything you're curious about whatsoever, you can let me know down in the comment section below. Also, the Lucario Project, who helped me out with this video, thank you very much. I believe he is uploading something like behind the scenes of 5 things on his channel, so you'll be able to see the gameplay and hear us talking about all the things we're testing out. So you can check that out over on his channel. I'll leave a link down in the description. But guys, if you enjoyed and want to see more, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and like what you see here, hit that subscribe button. I upload new Call of Duty videos every single day of the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace out.
Whoa.